Hello, everyone. This is Larry Phillips, and I'm just giving you an update today from my living area here in Pineville, Missouri. A couple things that have been brought to my attention, and that um, is that most ministers are very um, supportive of uh, persons that take on the name of doctor, master's degree, um, Doctor of Divinity degree, Ph.D. degree, even though they would probably not support the seminaries that these doctors go to. So it's kind of a strange thing. They probably wouldn't even support. Most of them would even support the people that are taking on these titles, but yet they want to give lip service to. Well, you've got to, be charitable and that kind of thing. In the 23rd chapter of Matthew, Jesus Christ took on these people straight up. He he didn't mince any words about what he had to say about those that were trying to uh, use man's wisdom as a justification for controlling other people. Have you ever gone into someone's church and they have their office and they have their degrees all over the wall? Are they trying to impress God or people or both? That's the question I have. Well, it's not impressing God, and it may impress some people, but it doesn't impress me. I don't care how many degrees you have on your wall. I am not interested in man's wisdom. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not after their works. For they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens. I'm reading in the 23rd chapter of Matthew. They bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves would not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. And love the uppermost rooms at feasts. I'm going to read that again. And love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi, Doctor. Master's College. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. Well, now I want you to know I'm speaking to the lay people now. And call no man your father upon the earth. I got a Facebook message from a guy yesterday saying, Don't you call your father father? You have a problem with calling your father father? It says don't call your father father on the earth. It's speaking of spiritual nature, spiritual leadership, fella. Call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your father spiritually, which is in heaven, not your pastor, not your elder, not your deacon, not the guy with the most letters behind his name is not your mentor. I mean your father. Okay? Don't call him your mentor either, okay? Neither be ye called masters. Oh my. That nails a lot of people to the wall, doesn't it? I have my master's degree in education, I want you to know. I have my master's degree in psychology. I have my master's degree in Christian education. I have my master's degree in biblical studies. I have my master's degree in Hebrew and Greek. I have my master's of divinity degree. I have my master's in pastoral counseling, whatever. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. What? What? He that is greatest among you shall be your servant? When's the last time you heard the lowest person on the totem pole in your church give a message? And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. God is willing to abase all these people that are posting all their doctor's degrees all over their websites and letting everybody know how many doctor's degrees they have and which cemetery they went to and got their final death certificate in. Whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and they that shall humble himself shall be exalted. But woe, woe unto you. Now who's he talking to? He's talking to all the people who just like to be called rabbi, masters, and all these titles. Woe. Scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. He puts them all in the same camp. For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men, for ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. No, you're actually trying to recruit people into the same systems that you've got your degrees in. That gives you validation by getting them in the same stinking organizations. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayers. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. Wow. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. You're going to recruit all these people into these cemeteries? And well, what's he say here? You're going to take on the wisdom of the world? You're going to call yourself, it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you're, I posted a thing about Dr. John Owen, allowing people to call him Dr. John Owen. This guy Facebooked me and said, hey, John Owen was the best theologian that's probably ever been on this earth, and you're going to knock Dr. John Owen. Dr. John Owen, why did he want to have doctor in front of his name? I had a guy say, hey, if I go get a Ph.D., what else you going to call me? I'd probably just say piled higher and deeper. in the earthly man's wisdom. Woe unto ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. Everybody wants to talk about the Jews and the temple, right? How that the Jews are God's chosen people. Well, I just wanted to give my thoughts on that subject. People with these highfalutin degrees do not impress me, and like I said on Facebook, the older I get, the less respect I have for them, allowing these titles to be put all over their websites, on their business cards, on Facebook, on YouTube. They're just exalting themselves. It's just pride. That's all it is. Do you know where I went to seminary? You know, I don't have just one doctor's degree in Greek. I have two. I have one in Greek and one in Hebrew. And another one, how to counsel you. Oh, Lord help us. Lord help us. Well, that's all I have to say today. I'm going to read you one thing out of the book here, Poems for Edification, Volume 2. This is taken from um, that book, God Has His Remnant. God has always had his people since the creation of the world. His purpose was redemption for them. That was why he sent his son. Sometimes it's hard to find them. They are scattered here and there, but when you find a like-minded believer, it's an answer to our prayers. We all need fellowship with those of like faith to share one another's burdens and then to our Heavenly Father take. Let's build one another up, not tear one another down, for when we do this, our Heavenly Father frowns. But he smiles and is delighted when we walk in the love of Christ, and having true fellowship with other believers is awfully nice. Okay. I can't have true fellowship with those that want to take on all these titles. I can't have true fellowship with those people, because they're looking to man's acceptance. They're looking for the wisdom of this world. Okay. And then finally, I want to conclude with this one. Not my choice. It was not my choice that Christ should die for such a wretched, worthless worm as I. It was not my choice that his Father would choose me to be predestinated into adoption for eternity. It was not my choice that Christ would show me love and leave the ivory palaces from his kingdom from above. It was not my choice nor my will, but Christ that showed mercy, and he did fulfill all that his Father required. Christ said, "Peace, be still." So the next time you hear someone promoting the doctrine of free will, just smile and say, it was not my choice, but God within me did fulfill all of his purposes. God bless. Have a good day.